A good day to you, biologists. This is Blessings presenting. If you like this video, you contact +263 775 336 856. We tackle today syllabus component 8.16.3 of the ordinary level biology syllabus. It requires us to know about variation. Now, before we ask ourselves what variation is, we need to know what inheritance is. What is inheritance? So for now, you can pause this video and try and write up an answer on a piece of paper, and then maybe after you've paused this video, and then I'll give you the answer. Now, after pausing this video, inheritance is the passing on of traits or characteristics from one generation of parents or progenitors to the next generation of offspring or the progeny. Now, it now leads us to the question, what is variation? If you know the answer, pause this video once again and write on a piece of paper, and then I'll respond. Good. Now, after pausing this video, variation, these are the differences within each species or type of organism concerning one trait or one characteristic. Now, on the screen there, I've projected eye color. Now, this is just one trait about the color of the eye, and because it is caused by genetics, you'll discover that some eye color differs. Some are brown, some are blue, some are red, some are green, and some are black, some are brown. So all that is just genetics, and because they are controlled by genetics, if you were to construct a graph for them, they are discontinuously distributed. It's not only for animals, but even plants like the peas there, they have different textures. Some are wrinkled, some are round, some are green, some are of the alternative color. So you find that there is variety. Now, if you consider the ABO blood group for people, you'll discover that there are people with strictly blood group A, people with strictly blood group B, those with AB, and those with blood group O, and they are discontinually distributed like that. So on the horizontal axis on your graph, you construct the independent variable, and the dependent variable, maybe the numbers that were out of the statistics that were taken, will occupy the vertical axis. So this is an example of discontinuous variation. Now, if you consider continuous variation as you consider things like height or size of the leaves of any plant, or the height of individuals, you come up with a continuous graph like that. And such distribution is not caused by genetics only, but by genetics and the environment. So you get classes that have no distinct end, so you vary them. So the classes would occupy the horizontal independent variable, and the dependent variable, which is the number that was taken by statistics, would occupy the vertical axis. So these differences within each species or type of organisms are slight. So these differences create indistinct classes, and this creates a continuous variation. And data gives a normally distributed graph for mass or size or some such characteristic. But from the predecessor, the genetics only based characteristic or consideration, these differences within each type of organism where distinct classes were made, and because of these very big differences are found. For instance, you could consider tongue rolling. It's either you roll a tongue or you can't. So for your homework, you are going to draw a graph for the shoe sizes that were taken for a class. Maybe it was a Form 4 class. So that's the data, the shoe size, you are going to consider where it's going to go to, whether the vertical or the horizontal. You have to consider which is the independent variable, and that which is the dependent variable shall occupy the vertical axis. And then it says draw a graph of the results and what is the most common shoe size in that form 4 class, and you have to determine whether or not it is continuous or discontinuous. Thank you for your audience. I hope you have done well.